Hello again. So we return to try and have a successful run of Notorious again. I don't feel I should do so badly with this. Every time I did any good, I forgot to record the sound. Anyway, Notorious. Here's the copy, beautifully printed. Company called Doxu, UK based, very reasonable priced. I seem to have lost. Oh no, there it is. Shiny acetate covers, very lovely. Anyway, we will try and roll our Nomad again. We have tried and failed as an armourer, tried and failed as an assassin. So let's see what we get now. 4. The Brute. See, I didn't do too bad as a Brute. That was the one I forgot to press sound. So we will play Profile Brute. Which looks like this chap. We have a rapid fire las rifle, which gives us +1 attack for the first roll, then +2. Oh, I guess being rapid fire, that's because it's probably a big gun. It starts slow, like a minigun, starts slow, and then once it's got up to speed. Massive power hammer. Is the sound going? Yes. +4. It's a huge power hammer, and he's innate strength. But he has no helmet, chest bandana, ill-fitting jumpsuit, only giving a +1 heart. Then we have, so I do remember we have 2 favour and 2 motivation. Motivation allowing you to reroll 1 dice. We have our origins, which is a 2. Raised on a peaceful and beautiful home planet, long since lost to war. Beautiful planet, scarred by war. So that there's a galactic war that's been raging through well, the galaxy in this world. And then we have our scar is a 6. Proudly wear a belt of teeth, pelts, and morbid hunting trophies. So proud display belt of teeth. Belt of teeth? Yeah, we'll say a belt of teeth. And what is our trigger? Is a 5. Publicly lost a duel. Okay. We will use the purples as us and the clears as the challenge dice for the rest of this. So what do we do? We roll for our Nomad. Doobie. Then we want our species. 2d6 for what species we are, which is a 6, and a 6 is a Muran, which is rat-like. So we're like ratty rat. Tula Sulan. Tulu. Tulu Saloon. Tulu Saloon. Our name is Tulu Saloon. Our personality is 5. Solemn. Solemn. I'm just going to say solemn. Proudly display tears. So we're solemn, publicly lost a duel. Maybe we're just solemn because we want to get our honour back. We want to get our honour back. Solemn. What past misdeeds are they trying to atone for? Yeah. Our loss in the duel, we're trying to get our honour back. The contract. Roll for the species of the contract rather. Oh, 10. What's 10? The bird-like Valak. Or Valk. Who are bird-like. Then we have roll for their personality. 1. Vain, cocky. They are a vain, cocky, bird-like individual. What planet? Which is a D6. A 4. Let's see if we can go longer than a half hour. Oh, an aquatic planet. So, which is waved, battered bridges, drilling platforms, stormy seas, disused starships. Okay. I don't know how if I'm going to be able to... So this planet's called Veltra. Veltari, which is aquatic. I guess we'll go, best it's like Waterworld, and we'll go between these little pods, or we'll fly. But we'll be on, let's say we're, it's a large, battered, sort of drilling platforms all connected together is where we're exploring for our target. The main race is Kimayo. Then we have Talok and Falk. See what they are. So we've got Kimano, or are an amphibious race. Talok are a reptilian race. The Valk. What are the Valk? Oh, is that us? Are we the bird-like? No, he is a bird-like Valk. Oh, okay, that makes sense. He is a bird-like Valk. And what are the Valk's names? He will be Fez. Fez Talon. Fez Talon. This wave platform. So we have prominent destinations. We have the Doonla Smuggler's Rest, a cargo ship, the TA-42. Am I looking at the right one? I am. A Kimano barge crawler. The Juta Research Station. The Karakith Spaceport. And the Gilareth Floating City. Competing factions, we've got the controlling faction is the Mystic Order, challenged by the Trade Alliance, and then minor we have Red Moon. I think this is where we say what, number 1, so it's Mystic Order is after them, is our client. Let's see, why does the Mystic Order want Fez brought in to justice. How about the target is a rogue warrior of the Mystic Order who switched alliance from light to dark. So rogue warrior, not rogue one. He's a rogue one, or they are a rogue one. Switched. I'll just say switch sides. Okay. I think that's it. So what do we have? We have that we come down, we land our craft on the seas of Veltari, the aquatic seas of Veltari, get met by a Talok engineer who helps us dock our craft. We receive the chip from the Mystic Order, who's the controlling faction of Veltari, and we have a little hologram picture of a bird-like person, a Valk, who looks both cocky and vain. Maybe he's got a pierced beak, maybe they have a pierced beak, and they are looking into the camera as though they don't care about anything. They're wearing ceremonial robes, and they are part of the Mystic Order. I'll give you a little read of what the Mystic Order is. I don't think I've done this with any of those. I can't remember about the first one I did. Once a powerful force in the galaxy, the warriors of light and dark wielding improbable powers and ancient weapons. Those that still remain aim to exert subtle influence over the war. So, Fez has switched sides from the light side to the dark side, and Fez is being hunted down by the Mystic Order, and as the Mystic Order can't really do the job themselves, they've employed this nomad brute, Tula Sulan, who is the rat-like Murian, dressed in strange warrior-esque primitive clothing, covered in teeth. Tula carries a massive power hammer, a less than impressive las rifle, and just wears a jumpsuit. So Tula disembarks from their craft, gets onto a small hover skiff, and begins to explore the planet of Veltari, looking for any signs of Fez Talon. Let's roll on the exploration table. We have a 2. We'll use this purple one to represent me and the clear one as the challenge dice. Oh, here we go. This. We have, sorry, the purple one will represent us and the clear one will be the challenge dice, and you missed all of the rolls I just did. I do apologise. So we roll on the exploration table. I can't remember what I rolled, but I've got a 5. Notoriety is 0, so this says if your notoriety is 3 or higher, you encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll on the exploration events table. Purples will be the table, clears will be the entry. 4 and 4. Table 4, entry 4. A hostile from the minor faction, a hostile from the Red Moon has found our ship. You can communicate through your ship speakers. Choose one. Try to speak with them to gain 1 favour, lose 1 motivation if we fail. Try to threaten them to gain 1 notoriety, lose 1 motivation if we fail. Okay, so someone from Red Moon, we're going to try threatening them. Someone from Red Moon. Red Moon is a secretive but influential crime syndication. Alright. Someone from Red Moon comes up to the ship just as we're being ready to disembark, and starts to ask what we're doing here. We need to pay for docking fees, we just go, don't talk to us like that. I'll come out and I'll crush you with my hammer. Try to threaten them. Threaten. Okay, so I get half my notoriety rounded up added to my dice, which is 0. So 0 half and rounded up is 0. So this is a straight dice roll. If I succeed, I gain 1 notoriety. Straight dice roll. They win. 6 versus 4. So I lose a motivation, which would be the equivalent of me sending them down some cash. What do you tell them your ship does to strangers who try to mess with it? So they insist that I pay them the docking fee that's required, and in fact if I'm going to get cocky and I'm going to try and be difficult, they'll double it, which completely demotivates me, and I send them the cash. So then we get to leave and go and find out what's here at the destination. A 4. You arrive at a small town. So outside here, there's a small settlement run by. There's a bunch of Valk. Actually, let's try. We'll just roll this. There's a bunch of Valk, bird-like people around here. And it says I can roll once on the destination table, events table, or I can speak with the local and then rest or barter for supplies to gain 1 motivation. I think we're going to go speak to one of the locals running a small noodle bar, a wet noodle bar, and to get 1 motivation, because just to give us a bit of an edge. Stay with them, see if they know anything that's going on, and just basically sort of chat before we pack up our gear and decide to go exploring again. I might write E. So we've got 1 explore done. So we'll go exploring again. We'll voyage around this town, just having a bit of an explore. A 6. Nothing eventful happens. Gain 1 motivation. Roll a dice. 2. What peaceful local activity do you spend time observing? We wander around chatting to people, and then we stand on the dock and we watch a bunch of the seniors of the town dangling their rods and line over the edge of a jetty, fishing in a quite sort of relaxing way. It's another exploration. So now we decide upon our destination. 4. Oh, we're in the same area again. So we could roll on the destination events instead, or gain another motivation. So we might stand there a bit longer, watching them fish, slowly relaxing, and in the end we start to think, do you know, I think we've been here enough. It's time to do a bit more exploring. Time to sort of branch out. I know it's a bit scary. It's a bit scary out there. A bit scary, Philly. We don't have a notoriety of 6 or higher, so we will have to roll on the exploration table again. Purple's table clears entry. Table 3, entry 2. You find a torn backpack bearing the logo of the challenging faction, which is the Trade Alliance. It contains an ID card, a data pad, and a stack of credits. Choose one. Vow to return the owner's belongings to the faction, lose 1 favour but gain momentum. Which I'm not. I'm going to discard the backpack and pocket the credits to gain 1 favour. What do the ragged tears in the backpack reveal about the owner's likely fate? So we gain 1 favour, giving us 3 favour and 4 motivation. It looks like the backpack is torn with small knife blades. We've heard rumours that the local gang around here, so we'll go a local gang, so we might be able to turn them up again. What should we call them? What should we call them? Chumps. From chum, which is used for fishing. The chumps like to stab. That's what it tells us, that the chumps like to stab. So I think I ticked that one, the third exploration. And so whilst we're on the back of this exploration, 5. You arrive at a small space. So is this right? Roll on the destination table opposite to find out where you arrive. You made previous sufficient destination. So just the one table. Oh no. 5. You arrive at the small spaceport run by the challenging faction, which is the Trade Alliance. I can either gain 1 notoriety. If it's 5 or higher, a hostile guard will approach you. No, that would be 1. So we're going to gain 1 notoriety by swanning around town, telling people that we are a nomad. So this is the small spaceport. It's not where we're docked. It's another spaceport, rival spaceport than the one we docked at. We docked at the Mystic Order spaceport. So, has anyone seen someone called Fez Talon? Has anyone seen someone called Fez Talon? We're looking for a Fez Talon. Have you seen someone? Hi, little kid. I can know you're playing ball. No, stop crying. Stop crying. Look, have you seen Fez Talon or what? Well, we're slowly building up our notoriety. We need that for a bit later. We'll continue exploring the various locations on the island, on the planet. 2. Notoriety of 6 or higher, or exploration table. Purples then clears, which is 6 then 5. 6 and 5. You find a locked crate painted with the logo of the controlling faction, so the Mystic Order. So maybe this is as we're leaving the spaceport, which is controlled by the Trade Alliance. We find a locked crate contained with a logo of controlling faction, probably fallen off the back of a lorry. We find 5. We find a useful stash of ammo and fuel canisters. We gain 1 motivation. Clearly, that gives us 5 motivation. Clearly, someone was trying to steal this and had hidden it out here, so as nobody would find it. But we found it and left an empty box with a little note saying, "Ah, ah." Let's see what we find at our destination. 2. So this is the small port, a small outpost. It's run by an enclave of the Mystic Order, so they're a little bit more separatist. We can search here for anyone who might know who the target is to gain a favour, or we can speak with the locals who work here and then rest to gain a motivation. I reckon we'll gain a favour because that could come in handy in a bit. So that means we need to search, which says page 61. Search page 61. It says search for anyone who might know your target to gain 1 favour. So that's some destinations give you options to search for someone to contact. If so, roll on the search table below. 2. Nobody's seen your target, but your presence is noted. Gain 1 notoriety. Who lurks in the shadows? So this said to gain 1 favour. For anyone who might know your target to gain 1 favour. So nobody's seen your target, but your presence is noted. Gain 1 notoriety. That gives us 2 notoriety. Do you think I'd get... Because this says a search for anyone who might know your target to gain 1 favour. None of these say gain a favour. Maybe we gain, because we searched and we didn't die, we also gain a favour. It gives us 4 favour, 2 notoriety and 5 motivation. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 5. This will be our 5th exploration search. Let's see what we can find. 3. If our notoriety is 5 or more, it's not. Otherwise, roll on the exploration events table. Purples and then clears. So 4 and then 4. Where do we move after this? It's getting a bit slower and tedious. So we we are going to move a hostile from a minor faction has found our ship. So return back to the ship. Okay, communicate through your speakers. We return back to the ship to collect some consumables that we think we'll be able to take to one of the smaller villages and sell to make a bit of extra money. As we're in there, another person from the Red Moon, which is the syndicate, starts to speak to us. Try to speak with them to gain 1 favour, lose 1 motivation if you fail. Try to threaten them to gain 1 notoriety. Alright, let's try threatening them again. So we've got... So they come and they're starting to say, you didn't pay us. You know what's going to happen to you if you don't pay us, which is add half your notoriety, which is 1. So we get to +1, they don't get to plus anything. We're the purples. Because that was a 6 and a 6, because of our +1, we win that one. What was that? This was... Here we go. This was a hostile because it was 4 and 4, wasn't it? A hostile from the minor faction has found our ship. So a hostile from Red Moon Crime Syndicate comes and finds our ship. Though we've tried to sort of camouflage it, we've parked it, kept it out of the way. This Valak Bird Thug, maybe this thug knows Fez, comes over and tries to threaten us. So we threaten them back, where we gain 1 notoriety, but we don't lose 1 motivation because we didn't fail. That leaves us 3 notoriety. Oh, this is going good. They leave with a hurry, with their tail between their legs, and we then... so this is the minor faction, which is minor is Red Moon. We then will go... Oh, here we go. Search for anyone who might know your target, gain 1 favour. So we then decide to follow this syndicate member to his small little clan where he's working, where we order a beer and start to talk to people. It's like a clan bar. It's like a small bar in a garage, but it's a big garage, and it backs into a building where we're not allowed in the building, but we are allowed to drink in the garage, which is on like a slightly off main platform, drilling platform. It's more an observation or a scientific testing platform. So we go out there in a little boat. We're ferried out there, and we begin drinking and just talking to people. And people get a bit close, and they don't mind us that much. And so then we start to ask some questions. So we're going to do a search to see if we can gain 1 favour, which will put us on 5 favours. So we'll do a search. Where are we? Threaten, speak. Did I miss search? Recruit, attack, threaten, speak. Oh, sorry. Search isn't on one of those tables. Search is on this table. We do a search. 2. Nobody's seen your target, but your presence is noted. Gain 1 notoriety. Who lurks in the shadows? Observe. So, and that was, and we gain 1 favour. So we're people of, gosh, we're doing much better. Something to do with the brute seems to be lucky for me. Does it say something about me? I wonder if you can go above. So these has boxes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 6 favour. So 6 everything. I wonder if you can go above that. I went below notoriety with my armour dude earlier. So in the shadows, we notice a hooded person with a big hooked beak drift out of the room, and we jump up and lumber with our jumpsuit over to the door and look out, and he's nowhere to be seen. Bet you that was our target. bet you that was our target and we've missed him. So we'll go off and we'll see what we can find, if we can see any more leads to point to the target. How long have we been going? Half an hour. Maybe that's where we stop. So at this point, we are on an explore. So Tula has been attempting to find out as much as they can about our target. We haven't found out much about a lead or a target at this point, but we have met a few people on the main drilling platform where we've stayed majoritarily. We've gained a couple of favours, quite picked up some motivation by hanging out, particularly in this last bar, and talking to some people, and we've really put our name out there, increasing our notoriety quite substantially. We now feel ready that it might be time to find a small hut or a shack that we can pay someone to give us a warm bed for the night, and tomorrow we'll look out and see if we can track down Fez Talon and bring that bird-like cocky feathered fiend to justice for switching sides from light to dark, and then we'll be job done.